Love yourself enough for it not to matter who doesn't like you. We are not disadvantaged by other people's dislike of us. We are empowered by it. It gives us the opportunity to be authentic and to pursue the things that we genuinely desire. There is an element of wanting to please others that comes with being liked. Sooner or later, we bow to their views and opinions instead of listening to our own gut. There is a blessing that comes with being able to stand on your own 2 feet. So be grateful when you are not approved of and not invited to certain tables, because you learn to truly love yourself for who you are, not for who people think you should be. And when you truly understand that, something shifts inside of you. You stop shrinking. You stop editing your personality to make other people comfortable. You stop over-explaining your boundaries. You stop apologizing for your standards. Because the truth is, not everyone is meant to understand you. Not everyone is meant to walk with you. Not everyone is assigned to your destiny. And that is not rejection, that is redirection. Some people only like the version of you that benefits them, the quiet you, the agreeable you, the available you at all times version. But the moment you begin to evolve, to demand respect, to honor your time, to choose peace over chaos, suddenly you are too much, too confident, too distant, too ambitious. And that is when you know you are growing. Growth will cost you relationships that were built on the old you. It will cost you access to rooms that required you to dim your light. It will cost you validation from people who were comfortable when you were uncertain about yourself. But let me tell you something powerful. The cost of growth is far cheaper than the cost of staying small. Staying small costs you your self-respect. Staying small costs you your dreams. Staying small costs you years of pretending. And you were not born to pretend. You were not born to fit neatly into spaces that suffocate you. You were not born to be palatable. You were not born to live a life that looks good to others but feels empty to you. You were born to take up space. There is such freedom in reaching a place where approval is no longer your currency, when you no longer wake up trying to calculate how to be perceived, when you no longer rehearse conversations in your head just to avoid being misunderstood, when you can say, "This is who I am," and be at peace whether it is received with applause or silence. Because applause is temporary, but self-respect is permanent. The people who do not like you are not obstacles in your life, they are confirmations. Confirmations that you are not molding yourself to fit every expectation. Confirmations that you are choosing alignment over approval. And alignment feels different. Alignment feels like peace. Alignment feels like clarity. Alignment feels like sleeping at night knowing you did not betray yourself to keep someone else. You see, when you chase being liked, you begin negotiating your values. You tolerate things you said you would never tolerate. You laugh at jokes that disrespect you. You stay silent when your spirit is screaming. And little by little, you abandon yourself. But when you choose authenticity, you may lose the crowd, yet you find your voice. And your voice matters. Your voice carries your story. Your voice carries your boundaries. Your voice carries your desires. And your desires are valid. Not everyone will clap when you choose differently. Not everyone will celebrate your discipline. Not everyone will understand why you walked away. But you do not need universal understanding to live a meaningful life. You need courage. Courage to say no. Courage to start over. Courage to outgrow. courage to disappoint others so you do not disappoint yourself. There is something sacred about the moment you realize that being disliked does not diminish your worth. It simply filters your environment. It removes those who cannot meet you where you are going. It makes space for those who resonate with your truth instead of resisting it. And let us speak about that table you are not invited to. Sometimes you are not invited because your presence would challenge mediocrity. Sometimes you are not invited because you refuse to gossip, to compete, to shrink, to conform. Sometimes you are not invited because your standards make others uncomfortable. But here's the beauty. When you are not invited, you build your own table. You build a table where respect is required. You build a table where growth is celebrated. You build a table where authenticity is normal. And the people who belong in your life will find their seats there naturally. You do not have to chase belonging. You do not have to beg for inclusion. You do not have to prove your worth to those committed to misunderstanding you. Let them misunderstand, as long as you understand yourself. Because self-awareness is power. When you know who you are, criticism becomes information, not destruction. Rejection becomes direction, not defeat. Silence becomes protection, not punishment. And I want you to understand something deeply. Confidence is not loud. Confidence is calm. It's the quiet assurance that even if the room does not approve of you, you approve of yourself. That's unshakable. There will be seasons when you feel alone, seasons where the invitations are fewer, seasons where the support is silent. But those seasons are refining you. They are teaching you independence. They are strengthening your discernment. They are reminding you that you are capable of standing on your own 2 feet. And when you can stand alone, you can stand anywhere. You are not here to be universally liked. You are here to be uniquely aligned. The moment you release the need to be chosen by everyone is the moment you begin choosing yourself intentionally. Choosing yourself means resting without guilt. Choosing yourself means walking away without drama. Choosing yourself means saying, "This no longer serves me," and meaning it. You do not owe access to people who misuse it. You do not owe explanations to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You do not owe smallness to people intimidated by your expansion. Expansion is your birthright. And the more you expand, the clearer it becomes. The right people are not threatened by your growth. They are inspired by it. They do not require you to dim your light so they can shine. They celebrate the brightness. So if someone doesn't like you, bless them silently and keep moving. Because their opinion is not your identity. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. Their distance is not your deficiency. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to choose a new direction. You are allowed to protect your peace. Peace is not passive. It is powerful. It is the result of difficult decisions. It is the reward for boundaries. It is the outcome of loving yourself enough to prioritize your well-being over popularity. And when you reach that level of self-love, something extraordinary happens. You stop performing. You stop chasing. You stop convincing. You simply exist, fully, unapologetically, confidently. That is magnetic. Authenticity attracts alignment. When you are real, you naturally draw in people who appreciate reality. You create connections rooted in truth instead of performance. You build relationships that honor who you are today, not who you used to be. So today, release the fear of being disliked. Release the need to be understood by everyone. Release the pressure to fit into spaces that do not fit you. Stand tall in your uniqueness. Honor your intuition. Trust your journey. And when doors close because you refused to compromise yourself, smile. Because every closed door that protects your authenticity is a blessing in disguise. You are not behind. You are not too much. You are not difficult. You are becoming stronger, becoming clearer, becoming more aligned, becoming more yourself. And that is the greatest victory of all. So love yourself enough for it not to matter who does not like you. Because the more you love yourself, the less external opinions control your internal world. The more you trust yourself, the less you fear rejection. The more you honor your truth, the more peaceful your life becomes. Walk boldly, speak truthfully, choose wisely, and never, ever abandon yourself for acceptance. You are worthy as you are, and that is more than enough.